nobody ever taught me about this before. Nobody was like, this is what we could do for you. This is what we could build for you. And nobody ever did it. That's why, and today that's the reason why I'm coming back into this industry, because my pain point was solved with the LSM program. That was my main pain point. I did not know how to control it. Today I know that I could control it. It's going to take time to build, of course, like any other business again, but I'm a good locksmith. I know what needs to be done. Today, I think I also know better than, I would say, 90% of the marketing services for sure. Okay? It's sad to say, and I'm not a
Yeah,
I never...
All right, guys. So today I have a very special guest with me here, Mike Medved, who's a student of mine, and I feel like his personal story is as remarkable and exciting and empowering as his business, career, all the things that he's done. And obviously he'll share with you as well some of his experience of working and joining Local Service Mastery. But Mike, what's up, man?
Hey, Leo, nice to be with you.
Thanks so much for coming on the show and spending some time with us today. So first question is, maybe give us some background. Who are you? What type of business are you running? And how did you start your entrepreneurial career?
Okay, let's start from where did I start my entrepreneur career. That I started when I was 14 years old. I had a lawnmower and I was walking in Israel and Modi'in Elite from neighbor to neighbor to cut their grass. That was my first, and from then on I've been living on my own wallet. That's how everything started. Developed slowly, got more and more skills, learned more and more how to manage, what to do. It's been a fun and very interesting journey. Today, I feel like I arrived in a spot where I know what is my playground and how I need to move forward. And a lot of that is from your program also. That gave me a lot of tools to move up to the next level.
Amazing. So what is your primary business that you're running in today?
So my primary business right now is Trust Shield Locksmiths. This is the third business in the locksmith industry that I'm opening. I already have opened 2 businesses in the locksmith industry and sold both of them. They're both operating very successfully for their new owners, and they're creating a very nice stream of revenue for both of them. They're both very happy with their purchases. And I was in sort of a mindset of, I want to get out of this industry because I needed to manage employees, and that was sort of where I realized I have to grow. If I want to grow, I have to start managing employees, and that was sort of my feeling was I could do other stuff better. And today I know the only way to grow in the world is to actually help other people and help them succeed. There's just no chance. If you're doing everything on your own, you're going to stay very small for very long. And that's where I decided to move back into this field, because I've been a locksmith for over 10 years and a very good one. And what happened to me personally was I was working in locksmith again, and I knew, and I met your program and I saw it, and I was introduced to it. I understood what you were doing. You were teaching business owners how to actually manage their advertising and marketing. And that's where my biggest fall was in my previous business, where I was always using outside companies. I was a very good locksmith, and I knew what I was doing. My service was on spot, and everything was on spot. I just did not know how to get in my own customers. And we talked about, you already know about the story. I went through a bad accident that I'm no longer capable of actually performing the work as a locksmith any longer. And when I was in the rehab facility, and I knew I needed to start to rebuild my life again, my thought was, what am I going to do, and what am I going to... basically I need to reinvent myself again. I can't do what I was doing till now. And I was like, I know who I need to talk to. This was in the rehab facility when I was in bed, sleeping 16 hours a day, getting up for PT, trying to take a step or two. And I was like, I need to create that with that guy, Lior. I heard about him. He's interesting. He could teach me sort of the same business from a different angle. And I reached out to you a few months ago already. And I joined your program then. I started to learn how to actually manage the advertising and marketing, And today I'm in a spot where I'm in the midst of building my third company in this industry. The only difference is this time, all of my marketing and advertising is going to be done in-house. So this is the most important thing for any business owner. And once you actually understand your marketing and advertising, you have the capability to control your lead flow. And that's the only thing that matters. So now I'm in the spot where getting the technicians into place, getting everything, smoothing it out. But that is pretty much in very short my story with this business, Trust Your Locksmiths.
So before that, first of all, when you said that you tried different marketing solutions, what was it? Like, did you buy leads for like 30, 40, 50% from other people? Did you use marketing agencies that didn't work out? Like, how did you manage the lead flow of those other businesses?
So as I started, like any locksmith in the industry, I was working for a very greedy boss. I was starting with 30% on my jobs and 35% at night. You're running around all day, not making a lot of money, but you're just running around and trying to charge as much as you can. It's not the funnest thing to do, but you do what you got to do to move forward. And once I got better in the industry and I actually learned, so I was able to move to a place where I was paying higher percentage, 40%, 50%. And then I also opened up my own company and I started to bring in my own leads. And that's when I was just taking very few jobs from outside companies. But I just got very, very bored because I was working 2 to 3 hours a day and actually making a pretty decent paycheck. But it just made me crazy, sitting and watching TV all day, not having anything useful to do with my time. And my biggest issue was that you always have to be ready to get up and go out for your customer. So you can't say, I'm not working from 11 to 12, I'm going to the gym. Because you get on the gym, you get on the, what is it called?
The treadmill?
The treadmill. You get on the treadmill, the job is coming in 2 minutes after you started. And the guy needs you right now, right there, right now. And that's always how it happens. It's just part of the industry. It's part of the life of being a locksmith. So I was working only 3 hours a day, but I was available 14 hours a day for the clients. And that's where it just drove me crazy, drove me nuts. And I eventually sold the business. Till today it's running. It's very successful for another entrepreneur that actually bought a few more with the same industry. So that's pretty much, I did not know how to manage my lead flow. If I would have known then what I know now, I would have just been able to go out and get my work.
But so let's again go back to that spot in your career for a second. How did you get those leads? When you said that it's organic, how did you get those leads back then?
So then I had a few different places that I got my leads. I had connections with a few dealerships that I met. I had a few pawn shops and stuff like that were pretty heavy clients. I had the Google My Business. I had the Google Ads that was running. But nothing was consistent producing every day, filling up your day. Everything was, okay, you go out because most of your jobs, when you actually are a good locksmith and you know what you're doing, you're in and out 10, 15 minutes tops. Well, unlocking a car you're talking about less than 30, 40 seconds to get in and out.
Yeah.
Okay, it takes me more time to write the receipt than to do the work. Okay, unlocking a house, most of them, you're in and out very quick. 3-4 minutes, you're moving on. Okay, some of them will take you 15-20 minutes, but not a lot if you know what you're doing. Once you have the experience and you know exactly, you have the feel for the lock, it's not that much. So most of your time is actually spent on the road driving. That's the main thing that you're doing in this business.
Right.
And
So you used to get like a little bit from Google Business Profile. Like, did you use marketing agency at any point, or you're just trying to do everything by yourself?
So I had 2 marketing agencies that first one I met some guy on Facebook that started, and I was really, really disappointed with him.
How much did you pay, by the way?
I paid him, I think it was $300 a month for running my Google ads, and then 5% on all of the ads spent, something like that was with him. And he also built the website, he also did everything. And I was with him for a few months, and I just wasn't gaining track, and I was like, come on, man, I'm willing to spend money. I spend $1, I'm making 2. Let's make this work, okay? The issue is not the budget. The issue is I want to actually have my own works. I don't want to get the jobs from the brokers. I want my own.
Yeah.
And he was just dancing around telling me we're doing what we could and this is and that. And today when I know what I learned in the LSM, today I know that, man, he did not have that much knowledge about Google Ads. Like today I'm looking at it, I'm like, holy crap, he was screwing me over.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
that's just what it was.
99% of this industry are just clueless on even the fundamentals. And
yeah.
The thing with marketing in general is that there's no standard, there's no bar, there's no like if you want to be a doctor, you need to go through several years of university and get certificate and getting your PhD and license and everything. Like in the marketing industry, it's the wild, wild west. It's like everyone can claim that they're marketing experts and they know what needs to be done or whatever it is, but there is no bar. And so a lot of people are just like good sleazy salespeople, and like they're smooth talkers, and they know how to get you on the phone, and they can sell fridge to Eskimos, but at the end of the day they don't know what they're doing. So that's the biggest thing.
So that was my first marketing guy. Then I got tired with that guy. I was feeling like he doesn't know what he's doing. I went with an American company, an established company. Those guys, then I wasn't living in Denver. Those guys had a big office, a big building, furniture way nicer than my own. I was like, okay, those guys need to know what they're doing.
Yeah.
Like, you don't get to that level without knowing what you're doing. Again, I walk in, I buy the most expensive package that they have. That was like, for a small business owner, was like $500 a month. And then, same results. Exactly same thing. And, it was a one-man show, and I just wanted to fill up my day. Let me make money all day. And that just really pissed me off. I did not see the solution for it. Like, I'm a locksmith. I'm not an advertising and marketing guy. And that's what was my mindset. Like, I don't want to go and learn another industry. I know an industry. I know what I'm doing. Let me just go to work. But apparently no one could actually put me to work if I'm willing to pay them to do it.
Knowing what you know right now, did that marketing agency know what they were doing, or they also were clueless?
Honestly, I have a feeling that they took your program and after 20% fell asleep and just decided to go and sell the process. But they knew the very basics, but that was it. There was no all of these tactics that today I know of, and you know how to use them, and they're not that genius. It's just a simple process you
rocket
got to
science.
follow. It's not at all rocket science. It's just you do this, you do this, you do this, you do this. You hit your client here. If that's his pain point, you hit him right there. You make sure you make the sale.
Yeah.
Nobody ever taught me about this before. Nobody was like, this is what we could do for you. This is what we could build for you. And nobody ever did it. That's why, and today that's the reason why I'm coming back into this industry, because my pain point was solved with the LSM program. That was my main pain point. I did not know how to control it. Today I know that I could control it. It's going to take time to build, of course, like any other business again, but I'm a good locksmith. I know what needs to be done. Today, I think I also know better than, I would say, 90% of the marketing services for sure. Okay? It's sad to say, and I'm not a
Yeah, and you're not
I
a
never,
marketer.
I'm not. That's not, that wasn't my goal to become one, but in the process today, I know that it's like all these little stuff that I know, I'm searching for my pharmacy on my phone, and the guy, and I search by their name, because they have my script, and I call the first result, and I don't even think of who I'm calling. I'm just like, here's the first result, call. I call him, and the guy answers, and he's like, yeah, I'm not that pharmacy. I'm like, but I searched their name. He's like, yeah, I know, I'm advertising on their name. I'm like, are you that stupid? They have my script. Why do you spend money when I'm looking for those guys?
Yeah.
And these are, it's one example that you learn in the system is like what to do. And like, I'm having a conversation with a pharmacy owner, like, dude, your advertising is just built wrong. He's like, I have a guy that knows what he's doing. I was there once.
Yeah. Well, it's like you can't help someone get out of an abusive relationship, and like before they first acknowledge that they're in an abusive relationship. And it's the same thing with service business owners who are like either reluctant to understand that they're doing it wrong, or that they have some biases of, oh, it's too complicated, or whatever it is. Like, until you reach that point where you're like, okay, I have a problem, I need to understand how to solve it, and I don't want to rely on other people, I want to learn how to do it myself. Until you reach that point, no one can help you. No one can, not even me. So even me, like when I'm trying to, like having all these discovery calls, if in their application, and like we have my VA that like does the preliminary call, if they're not like interested in learning how to do it myself, I don't even entertain myself to jump on a call with them, because it's like, what's the point if you don't understand that at the end of the day, if you as a service business owner don't understand how lead generation works, you could never succeed in the scale that you want. Because delegating those tasks later on, that's the easy part. You don't have to do it yourself. But what you should do is understand how the whole process works. This is an absolute must for you as a service business owner. There's just no other way that it works. One in a blue moon, you find this, unicorn story of a service business owner who find this marketing agency that does everything the way he wanted, and he couldn't care less. Beautiful, amazing. But for 99% of the industry, you're just gonna find a scammy marketing agency, whether it's in Pakistan or in the US, it doesn't matter. The only difference is the prices that they charge. But they'll do the absolute minimum, and if you have no idea of holding them accountable and what they're doing, you can never tell. So yeah, I totally relate to it.
To be honest with you, all of the good marketing guys are not selling their services. Okay, I saw a few that knew what they were doing. They were all partners in the company. None of them, when you understand the capabilities of someone that knows what he's doing, and he literally could spend your money and actually he spends $1, you're making 3 by sending out someone to do the job. It's not a fee, not of 500, not of 1,000. That's percentages in the company. That's what you need. You need somebody that just knows how to come in, switch that lever up. It will take time. It's a process like anything else in life. To actually get it correct, dialed in, takes time. But that's a partner. That's somebody that you need as an owner. It's either the owner has to do it, or he's got to find someone that he trusts 100%. It's hard.
And if you ask me, unless it's a spouse, unless it's your wife, I wouldn't even trust like the best business partner. You can delegate the task for him, like that he'll be in charge of it. But as far as knowledge-wise, no. You need to know it the same way that he does. And if you guys decide that he's in charge of marketing and you're in charge of business development or sales or whatever it is, that's totally fine. But you can't unless it's the wife and you're like, okay, she manages it, great. You as a service business need to know how to do it yourself, 100%. And I totally agree with that statement of, like I help service business owners like going through my program, like make millions of dollars in revenue. And when like the cost of like the few $1,000s that you pay to join, it's absurd when you think of the upside that you're getting and how much of a bargain it is. But a lot of time, like people just like they can't run the math, like they don't understand it.
It's hard to explain. It's hard, but basically the LSM program is teaching you another career. That's the way that I see it today after I'm in there. It's another career, but we're not teaching you how to go and work as a low-level grade, someone getting into the junior position of company. No, this is come into the system, you're going to learn it, sort of like a Street Fighter, okay? You might not get the diploma from Google, but you know Google better than they know them. They know themselves. Yeah. That's sort of what everything is done the right way, taught the right way, very specific to a few industries, but when you fit that category, it's exactly what you need to know. And there's no other option but to know all of these stuff. There just isn't.
So if you're like, if you have advice for either locksmiths or any other service industry business owner watching this video, whether they should, like, whether they're considering joining LSM or some of your insight, who is this for? What do you think are the requirements for a service business owner to succeed in the program, right? Because a lot of people have the fear whether I'm a good fit, whether it's for me or not. So as someone who went through the program, what are some of the key takeaways and some of the tips for service business owners who are considering whether to join local service mastery program or not?
From the way that I see it, it's a business owner that's earning somewhere between $100,000 to $150,000 a year. You have to be established. You have to have what to sell. You have to be operational. You have to have the income. But when you're in that point, you're basically hitting the ground running. Okay, this is not for the guy that just bought a stick and learned how to open up the car. That's for sure. This is, you already know what you are doing. You have what to sell. There's a reason why people want to use your services. And when you're in that point where you're, okay, I'm a good service provider in the service industry, no matter if you're a plumber, electrician, locksmith, garage door guy, power washing, like pretty much anyone that goes to the client's location to service them at their location, okay, and provides some sort of service, that's who I think this program is built for, okay? And the manual laborers, not like nurses or stuff like that. That's a total different category. But anyone that's in those categories of roofing, HVAC, this basically solves everything that you need to know for all of those categories.
Yeah, yeah, I agree. I would add to it that you need to come with the mindset of this is the most important part of my business at this present moment. Maybe in 2 years, while you already know it, you'll have other issues, other things to consider. But if you're at that point where you're doing the $150,000-$200,000 a year minimum, and you're stuck with the amount of leads, you either don't know where the next job is coming from, you don't know how to generate your own leads, you need to come with the mindset of this is the most important thing in the world for me to do right now. More than taking the sales call, more than doing the job itself, if we have the weekly group calls, attending it live, not just watching, because this is where people are, like yourself, who are just blew up in the program and are just like sometimes coming with their own innovations and their own things that they found and their own tweaks, versus people who are, getting either mediocre jobs or just, paying the money, not really using it, not utilizing the knowledge and the power it has to transform your life and your business. And so I think like that this is maybe the most important thing. It's more even than obviously you need to come with some sort of a proof of concept and a need that you're fulfilling with your service. But it's also understanding that this is right now the most important thing you need to focus on.
I agree with you. It's sort of what happens when someone understands that he's no longer the technician, he's the business owner. When you understand that there's a total separation between the business owner and the tech in the field, okay, and you decide that the hat that I'm wearing right now is two hats. I am the business owner and the tech. And if I want to become a big and successful business, I got to try and wear more of my time the business owner hat, the CEO hat, and not the tech hat. That's when you are like saying, okay, you answer those phone calls from the clients, you go deal with that. I got to go and study and learn how to move my business up to the next level. There's always going to be something new. There's always going to be, today I always say it, the business only grows as much as the business owner grows. And you just need to have these capabilities of understanding where's your limitation and then going and finding out the correct solution for the business. And once you figure that out, then you move on, you find a new problem. And after this, I might be building a training center for your new technicians. Because once you have the leads, you got to send people to do it, and you don't want to be running around and doing it. Exactly. But this is a stepping point that you got to go through, and you got to learn this.
Yep, 100%. Well, Mike, so what's next for you? So now that you're on your third business, like, what's your vision for your business? What's your vision for yourself? Where do you see yourself in 5-10 years?
Oh, well, my first goal is actually, it's an ambitious one, but I think I could do it. Okay, today I think I could do it. I think I could open up the first locksmith business that is over $100 million a year. That's my goal. It's ambitious, it's crazy, it's knowing that, but I believe it's capable. I think it's able. I know a few of locksmith business that are in the millions, and I think it could grow way bigger than that if you actually if you're putting in the work that needs to be done. That's my opinion about it. Now that I have the more tools, and I know that I'm always going to be growing and be learning more and more and more. That's always going to be in the part in my life. That's, you got to make sure you're not wasting your time watching TV and Oprah reruns. That's all that it comes down to. What is important to you, and spend your time on it. After that, once I get this running, because today all of my design for the business is, a good business owner runs his business, so he's always running himself out of a job. Okay, I'm always trying to understand, what are my problems, what am I dealing with, and how do I have someone else take it. Then sort of a business consulting, because this is something that not a lot of people get to understand today, and I think this is a very important message. It's a message of hope, a message of, if you just make the decision in life that you're going to do this, you could do it. And money is something that is abundant in this world, pretty much like air. And the creation of it is just by creating value to other people. Okay, I always say this, like, the only person that is not allowed to print money in this country is the president. Okay, because the only thing he could do is just turn on the machine and print out the bills. Immediately inflation happens. But as a business owner, okay, when you're going out there and providing a service, you have the license to print money. Okay, you're creating value. And as the rabbi that I love following, and I really like his preaching on this, it's just a thank you note that someone says, thank you for doing a good job. That's it. 100%. That's all that it is. Okay, and the more thank you notes you collect, the more you could come to God and say, my wallet is thick, I'm doing your work in this world.
Beautiful. Beautiful.
That's
beautiful. Beautiful. Amazing, Mike. Last words that you want to share with me, with the people watching this?
I just want to say thank you for this. Like, this really took me from a level of a technician to a business owner. It was really that piece that was needed to actually give me the whole graph of understanding of everything, what's going around, and what I need to know. That's pretty much the thank you for it. It's a really good program. One more thing that we did not discuss, and I would love to point out, is the bonus in this program. When you actually get to sit in a Zoom call with another 10, 15, 20 business owners from all around the US, and you could just throw out ideas and see what they say about a problem that you're coming up with, and you could get solutions that you didn't think of. Or if you're thinking of trying a solution, and someone could just be like, yeah, I talked to them, but that and that is the problem with it, and he just saved you a week of research.
Right.
That's a huge benefit. That is, I don't think you market it as much as it should, but it's just a club of business owners that everybody's doing the same thing, and it's beneficial for everybody.
I agree, and like on the onboarding and like this, even the discovery calls, I mention it, but maybe a lot of people don't really understand the power of it, because I'm saying learning the technical aspects of how to do Google ads, Facebook ads, SEO, all that stuff, that you can just watch the the course material, walk step by step. We're taking you from A to Z in all those cases, but the real power of the program is on the weekly group calls, where not just you have some questions, but you also get to see and hear what other service business owners are facing, and see, oh wow, that's a solution that I haven't even thought of, or that's a problem I didn't even think of. And there's so many haha moments that happen on these weekly group calls that I agree. I think it's my fault that I might I'm not promoting it enough, but I can tell you from my perspective, I really appreciate you as a student and as someone who I feel very fortunate to find you after that, because people don't know, like people who are watching this don't know, but you were basically paralyzed when you joined the program, just laying in bed, couldn't even like barely go to a bathroom, and you had that will that I loved. And I told you, Mike, you're gonna come out of this stronger and better than you were before. And I knew it was, it was very ambitious, but just seeing you now sitting in your office, like doing, like talking about building $100 million like locksmith business, this is something that, like brings so much joy to me. And I feel very, very proud of you. And also as a student that always contributes, always come up with new ideas, always gives a twist. Like, you're not just someone who just takes the information that I'm putting out, but you're also doing your own research and sharing this with the community. Is something that I very, very, I very much value and appreciate. So I wanted to say thank you to you too, as well. And for the rest of you guys watching this recording, thinking whether or not you should join Local Service Mastery, I hope this this conversation with Mike help you make a decision. Either way, I wish you all best of luck, and especially to you, Mike. Thank you so much for doing this. And that's it, guys. Make sure to like and subscribe to this channel for more videos, tutorials, podcasts, everything. Make sure to watch, like, and subscribe. And I'll see you guys here in the next one. Peace.
Thank you, Leo.